Well, it's the Lions and the Packers, a classic NFC North rivalry on Sunday Night Football. This game is at Lambeau Field, so Green Bay is a 7-point favorite, 50.5 the total on BETDAQ. This is a huge game for the Packers. They're 8-4. They're now tied with Chicago for first in the NFC North, but they could conceivably still miss the playoffs. Seattle right now, who has 5 losses, they're a game behind Green Bay. Seattle would be the final playoff team in the NFC if the season ended today. And if Green Bay were to lose this game on Sunday night to Detroit, they would have to win 2 out of their final 3 games to make the playoffs, and they still have road games against Chicago and Minnesota. So this is a critical game for the Green Bay Packers. They could still win the NFC North, or they could still miss the playoffs entirely. Now, Detroit is going to miss the playoffs. They're now 4-8. They've been a tremendous disappointment this season after winning 10 games last year. They just lost at home to the Indianapolis Colts last week. You know, the Lions, they have the #1 passing offense in the league, so it's not like they're bad all around. They do some things well, namely pass the football. Matt Stafford to Calvin Johnson, maybe the most lethal quarterback to wide receiver combination in the NFL. But the Lions, have been bad on defense this year. You know, for all the tough talk that comes from this defense, you know, the fearsome defensive line, Ndamukong Suh, Nick Fairley, Cliff Averill, Kyle Vanden Bosch, they just haven't been any good. They allowed 26 points per game. Now, fortunately for them, the offense they're going to be seeing on Sunday night is not the Green Bay Packers offense that we've seen for the last couple of years. The Packers have regressed on offense this year. They're just much worse. I think we're past the point now where we can say, for the first half of the season, we were saying, well, the Packers just haven't found their rhythm yet on offense. You know, just haven't got it going. Greg Jennings has been out. Where Greg Jennings is back now, was back for last week's game. The offense is just worse, much worse. Last season, they averaged 35 points per game. That was #1 in the NFL. This season, they've only scored over 31 points one time. The defense is actually better than the offense statistically. That's a stunner. If you saw the Green Bay Packers play for the last couple of years, if somebody told you coming into this season that Aaron Rodgers would be healthy for the entire season and the offense would not rank in the top half of the league in yards per game, the defense would be better than the offense, I don't know if you'd believe it. But that has been the case for the Green Bay Packers. Still, though, we mentioned Detroit has not been good on defense this season, so Green Bay will have every opportunity on Sunday night to right some wrongs on the offensive side of the ball. This will be Greg Jennings' second game back from that injury, that abdominal injury, and Jennings should get more of a look this week than he got last week because the Packers are dealing with some injuries at the wide receiver position. Jordy Nelson listed as doubtful for this game with a hamstring injury. Donald Driver questionable with a thumb injury, so expect to see Greg Jennings in there a little more. We'll see if that Green Bay offense can come to life. A big total here, 50.5, and about that total. Listen, I just mentioned that Detroit has been bad on defense this year. Green Bay, even though they haven't been the offense we've seen the last couple of years, they're still a middle-of-the-road NFL offense, and Detroit leads the NFL in pass yards per game. So that's why we see such a big total of 50.5. But let me advise you to check the weather conditions in Green Bay on Saturday before you make this bet because it's supposed to be very cold in Green Bay. And the winds might blow. We heard yesterday the winds might blow 15 to 20 miles an hour. If that's the case, if it's going to be frigid with 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, then I'm going to be all over the under in this game, under 50.5. Now, if not, if the weather's going to be okay, then hey, then I do expect a lot of points in this game, some fireworks. If this game were in Detroit, where they play, of course, in the Dome on a fast track, then I would say maybe over 50.5 might be a good bet. But if it's going to be cold and windy in Lambeau Field, you might want to take a look at the under here. I lean towards Green Bay in this game. I know 7 points in a division game is a lot of points, especially when you're dealing with an offense that has not been explosive this year, and the Green Bay offense is not an explosive, high-scoring offense this season. But Detroit has been bad, 4-8 as we mentioned, and I'm not sure. Detroit doesn't strike me as a real high-character team. I'm not sure this is the type of team, now that the season's over effectively, they can't make the playoffs, I'm not sure this is the type of team that is going to put forth great effort over these last few weeks of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay won this game handily. I would be surprised, very surprised, if Detroit were able to go into Lambeau Field and win this game outright. Because like we said, Green Bay has everything on the line here. Detroit has absolutely nothing on the line. And the Lions have been really bad recently against division opponents. Only 1-7 in their last 8 games. 1-7 against the spread, that is, in their last 8 games versus NFC North opponents. And they've struggled against Green Bay. The Lions 3-10 against the spread their last 13 games against the Green Bay Packers. So Again, I'd be very surprised if Detroit was able to win this game. I expect Green Bay to win, and I think they're probably going to cover the 7.